Hello everybody! I am back and I am so excited because today I am going to be talking to you about my recommendations for the upcoming VIB Rouge sale. Now this is one of my favorite times of the year because not only do we have the holiday sets available at Sephora, but we also have the 20% off VIB Rouge sale. So there are two sales throughout the year. So there's one in the spring, but that one is only 15% off and this one is 20%. So it's definitely the better time to buy in my opinion, because you are saving more money. So this sale is happening for VIB Rouge. We actually have two separate dates. So we have early access, which is from November 10th to that's the regular one. So the early access for VIB Rouge is from November 3rd, which is a Friday, to November 6th, which is a Monday. And then everybody has access to the sale from November 10th, which is again a Friday, to November 15th, which is a Wednesday. So we almost have a full week there, which is really nice. Now, if you are VIB Rouge, you're getting 20% off. If you are VIB, you are getting 15% off. And if you are a beauty insider, you are getting 10% off. So that is typically how it works for the VIB sale. That's how they've done it for the last couple of years. So I think that overall, it should be fairly similar to what we've seen in the past. Now, when it comes to the sale, I like to buy a couple of different types of items. So the first type of item I like to buy are my repurchases. So these are the items that I use, on a daily basis, things that I use very frequently that I know for sure I'm going to use up. And the other thing I like to buy are things on my wish list that are maybe a little bit more of a splurge. So because they're really expensive, I would like to buy them during the sale instead of any other time of the year where I'd be paying, full price for it. The other thing to note is, like I said, the holiday sets are out. So I do try and wait until the sale to buy the holiday sets that I want. I find most of the time they haven't sold out by the sale, but obviously it is a little bit of a risk. So anything that I know I really, really want and I have my heart set on, and I'm going to be super disappointed if it's not there, like the Amuse-Bouche Perfect Bite lip set. Those are things that I will buy in advance before the sale, but for the most part, I try and wait until the sale to buy the rest of my holiday kits. So with that, let's get into it. I have a couple of items here that I want to show you that I am planning on repurchasing. So I will start with skincare and then we can go on to makeup and hair care. So skincare, as you know, is really expensive usually. So I do try and buy my skincare during the sale. Right now I'm actually using mostly Drunk Elephant products, and that's because I do have more problematic skin. And about a year ago, I was really having some issues with acne and breakouts. So I switched my skincare to Drunk Elephant, and I found that that has been really helping my skin. It's really calmed down. I feel fairly confident with Drunk Elephant that there are no products in there that are really going to be hurting my skin and causing breakouts because they do use really great skincare ingredients. So for the most part, I'm using Drunk Elephant. And I know that's a little bit expensive, so I apologize in advance. But for me and for my skin personally, I've been finding that it works. So I've been sticking to that for the most part. The first thing that I am going to be repurchasing from Drunk Elephant is the Sephora Day Serum. So this is a product that I use every morning. It really goes on just to help to brighten my skin and even out my complexion. So I use this, like I said, in the morning before I use the rest of my skincare after I've sort of cleansed. And this retails for $106 Canadian and it is $80 US. So like I said, pretty pricey, definitely something I want to get during the sale. Now, Drunk Elephant did recently change their recommendation for shelf life. So it used to have a 12-month shelf life, and now they've changed that to 6 months. So I think from now on, I will be purchasing this during the fall sale as well as the spring sale. That way I'm getting a new one every 6 months. I find it's actually pretty good timing. I bought this during the spring sale and I'm just now running out. So 6 months really is a good time for me in terms of repurchasing this. But instead of purchasing two during the 20% off sale, because it is 6 months, I will buy one now and then one again in the spring. The other thing from Drunk Elephant that I like, but I'm not necessarily repurchasing in the full size, is the Be Hydra Intensive Hydration Gel. So I use this in the morning, typically underneath of another moisturizer, just because it is a gel. I do have very dry skin, so I find it's not quite enough for me to use just this alone, but it is quite nice and I do enjoy it. However, I'm probably not going to be purchasing a full size of this, and I'll tell you why a little bit later. later in my wish list. So the next thing I want to talk about is the Drunk Elephant Virgin Marula Luxury Facial Oil. So there are two sizes of this. This is the larger size, which retails for $90 Canadian. There is a smaller size that retails, I think, for $50 Canadian. This oil I love. I have about this much left, so I am about 2/3 of the way through the bottle. And again, I bought this during the 15% off spring sale. So I really like this oil. I find that it is very hydrating, but it's not too heavy. It's very light feeling, and I personally prefer that because I find some of the heavier oils do tend to break me out. So I've been really loving this. Definitely am going to repurchase. So the next thing I want to talk to you about is more Drunk Elephant. So this is the LaLa Retro Whipped Cream. So this retails for $75 Canadian and $60 American. So this is a really nice product. I love that they changed the packaging. It used to be just like a jar. Now they have this sort of squeezy lid here that keeps the product nice and safe. It keeps it nice and contained. That's something about all of the Drunk Elephant packaging actually that I like. It makes sure that it keeps the products that are inside very stable. You know, no light is getting through, no air is getting through. So I really do appreciate that about Drunk Elephant. This moisturizer, it's not the most moisturizing moisturizer, if that makes sense, that I've ever used. You know, something like the Belief Moisture Balm cream, that is a little bit more moisturizing on my skin, but I find with that type of cream, it does tend to break me out, and this one doesn't because it is a little bit more lightweight. So even though I do wish that there was a heavier version, just because my skin is very dry and dehydrated, this I find works. It doesn't break me out, so I'm definitely more willing to try and use oils and other things to help hydrate my skin and use a lighter weight cream. I also find that I could actually use this in the morning if I want to under my makeup because it is that lightweight, but typically I do tend to use this at nighttime. So definitely repurchasing this. I really, really love this. The next thing I'm going to be repurchasing is the Drunk Elephant Lippie Stick. I love this Lippie Stick. It retails for $22 Canadian and $18 American. So this is really nice, and you can see like I am using it at the very, very end here, like it's almost done. Even though I find that this is not as hydrating as like the Laneige water sleeping lip mask thing, in the pink bottle, I really do like that. That's very moisturizing. I love this because it's so moisturizing, it feels so good, and it's in a stick form. So anytime, you know, I don't want to get my finger dirty or whatever, I don't want to have to deal with like using something from a jar, it's just so nice to like put this on. It's really fast and easy, and I do really, really enjoy this. And the last Drunk Elephant product I'm going to be talking to you about is their Best Jelly Cleanser. So this I've been using more recently. It is $42 Canadian and $34 American. I don't think this is necessarily the best cleanser in the world, but I do really enjoy it. It has really been working for me, so I am going to repurchase it. The one thing I will say though about the lid, it is nice. It has kind of this twist lid, but you have to make sure that you really close it very tightly because it can leak if you don't. So just be careful about that, but it is very nice, and I have been enjoying it, so I'm going to repurchase. The next thing I want to talk to you about for skincare is this Glam Glow Supermud treatment. So this retails for $79 Canadian and $69 American. It is pricey, but like I said, I do have problematic skin in terms of breakouts, and I find that this is one of the only products that actually does work. When I put it on, I really do find that it makes a difference with my skin, although it does really dry my skin out, so I try not to use it too often. But if I do have, you know, a really bad breakout and I use this, even if I just use it on the one area or if I use it on my full face, it does work, and I do really enjoy this product, so I am going to repurchase. And the last skincare item I wanted to talk to you about are these Dennis Gross Alpha Beta Universal Daily Peels. So these are a chemical exfoliant. They retail for $110 Canadian for 30 treatment, and then you get like a bonus 5-pack, and then it retails for $88 American. So I really enjoy these treatment pads. You know, they are pricey, but they are similar to like the Drunk Elephant Glycolic Acid Serum, which I do like, but not as much as this, as well as the Sunday Riley, what's it called? The Sunday Riley Good Genes, which I also really enjoy, but personally I just like The Dr. Dennis Gross one's the best. So they come in this little package, which makes them really great for traveling. So you have step 1 and step 2. So you put step 1 all over your face, you wait 2 minutes, and then you put step 2 on. So I like it because it's in a pad, so I kind of rub it on my face. I feel like it definitely does help with texture, and this does really make a difference. So I've been enjoying this. I don't use it. It does recommend to use it like every day. I don't use it every day. I use it maybe once or twice a week, just because I do have sensitive skin. I do have dry skin, and I find that works for me personally. I do change it up with other things that I use as well. Sometimes I use a Sunday Riley, sometimes I use the Drunk Elephant, but this is definitely my favorite, so I would recommend repurchasing that. And especially because a lot of this skincare, like I said, is pretty pricey, I do like to get it during the sale. Okay, now on to makeup. So there's a couple of items that I wanted to talk about. The first was under eye concealer. This is something that I do tend to go through fairly frequently because I use it every day, obviously, and I'm pretty picky when it comes to under eye concealers because I find for me personally, I do get creasing quite, it is easy for me to get creasing. So I do want to be careful about the products that I'm using. I personally prefer more lightweight products and more illuminating products because I don't really have very dark circles. So I don't have a whole lot to cover, but I do like the area to be more brightened so I look a little bit more awake. So my favorite historically has been the Clinique Airbrush Concealer, and this is in Neutral Fair. So I really enjoy this product. It just, you flick it up and you can sort of paint it on your face. I really, really like this. It is very lightweight. It doesn't crease for me, and it illuminates. So I enjoy this, and this is $27 Canadian and $22 American. But recently in my Sephora Favorites Superstars kit, I got this YSL Touche Play under eye concealer, and this is the shade 2, and it's a very similar type of product, but I think I might actually prefer this one better. I'm not really sure, so I think when it comes to buying backups, I'm actually going to get one of each, just because I know I'll definitely go through 2 more products in the next 6 months before the next sale, and I do really like both of these. So this one is a little bit more expensive. It is $51 Canadian and $42 American. However, this does have more product. So this has 1.5 milliliters of product, and this actually is 2.5 milliliters of product. So even though it's almost twice as expensive, it does have almost twice the product. So for me, that's fair. I think, like I said, I'm going to buy one of each, and I'm just going to continue to test them out and just see which one I do prefer the best. Now, the next thing I'm going to buy is this Hourglass Ambient Lighting Powder. I do love the Hourglass Ambient Lighting Powders. I find they just make such a huge difference. You may not notice it right away, but when you put it on over top of your foundation or whatever it is that you're wearing, it just gives you a really nice, subtle glow, and it's almost like it just blurs everything. So you won't notice like a huge difference, but to me, it just makes everything look so much nicer, so much smoother. I love this. I use it on a daily basis. It's definitely one of my holy grail products. This is in Ethereal Light, and you will see I need to buy a replacement because I am almost out. I use it every day. It is a little bit expensive. This one is $55 Canadian, $46 American, but in my opinion, it is worth it because it really just makes my makeup look so much better. Use it every single day, and I love it. The other thing I use almost every single day, and I definitely need to repurchase, is the Benefit Goof Proof Brow Pencil. So this is in shade 3. I am almost out of product. I have a little bit left, but I'm almost out. And, I do change it up in terms of the brow products that I use, but this is my holy grail favorite product. I just find it so easy to draw my brows on. I'm not like a super fussy person when it comes to brows. I don't spend like an hour doing my brows. So this allows me to do it, pretty fast. It goes on well. I just like this product. But this is in number 3. And originally I liked number 3 the best, but now that I've been using it for so long, I find that maybe it's a little bit too dark. So I think this time I'm actually going to repurchase in number 2 and see if that's a better match for me. And just something that's a little bit more subtle and a little bit more natural looking. So the Benefit Goof Proof Brow is in $32 Canadian and $24 American. And if I'm looking that way, I'm sorry, I have all the prices written down over there just so I could remember it. So the next thing I would like to say is that I was actually considering also getting the Benefit Gimme Brow, but I was looking on the website and they're actually being recalled because they have I guess, an ingredient in them that is irritating to the eyes. So if you do have the Benefit Gimme Brow, which I do, I wonder if I can actually find it right here. Yeah, so I do have it in number 3. They're actually saying to bring it back to Sephora or bring it back to wherever you purchased for a full refund. So I'm going to be bringing this back to my Sephora for a refund. I'm a little bit sketched out by that. Not sure if I'm going to repurchase, but just FYI, there is a recall on the Gimme Brow products. Okay, next thing I am going to be repurchasing is the NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer. So this retails for $37 Canadian and $30 American. So this is in the shade Creme Brulee. I am definitely almost out of this. This is more of my summer shade. In the winter, I'm typically vanilla. So I like to use this for concealing blemishes, typically, not under my eyes. So I am going to be repurchasing this in vanilla, only because it's super fast, it's super easy. So in the morning when I'm getting ready, like if I want to conceal, it's just the fastest thing for me. I do have lots of other concealers that I use, but this is just quick and easy. I use it a lot, so I'm going to repurchase. And for hair care now, I do have one hair care product that I'm going to be repurchasing. So this is the DryBar Detox Dry Shampoo. This is my holy grail shampoo. I love this shampoo. I use it all the time. It is so nice. It makes my hair feel really nice. Just for me, I find it's the dry shampoo that works the best. I will say that there is a bit of a white cast with this, so it's fine for me because I'm blonde, so you can't tell. But if you do have darker hair, that's something that you may want to be aware of. But I personally love this. I'm probably going to buy 3 extras just because I do go through them very fast, and I haven't found another dry shampoo that I like as much as this. So I'm going to be repurchasing probably 3 of these. So this one goes for $29 Canadian and $23 American. So next I want to talk about a couple of splurge items, and you will see more on my wish list, but some of the things that you may want to consider are things that are a little bit more expensive. So I know in a past sale I did buy the Foreo Mini 2. So this is for cleansing your skin, and I personally love this. I don't like the Clarisonic as much as the Foreo Mini, just because I like that I don't need to be buying new new heads for them. You know, I can really easily clean this. I find that it's a little bit better for my sensitive skin. So I personally really like this. This one is $152 Canadian and $139 American. So it is more pricey, which is why I would recommend getting it at the sale. Also, with another thing like the Foreo Espada, which is like the Acne blue pen. So you sort of turn it on and you have this like little laser thing that goes out to show you where it goes, and you put the hole over whatever it is that you're trying to like your blemish, and basically it will sort of turn on that blue light, which is really great for clearing acne. So this goes for $199 Canadian, which is $149 American. So again, it's very pricey. I'm not necessarily saying this is the right product for you. For me, I personally like it, and I find that it does make a difference. But something like this would also be another type of product that you might want to consider for the sale, because it is pretty pricey. And the last thing I want to talk to you about before going into my wish list is the Hourglass Ambient Lighting Edit. So these palettes come out every year. They're a face palette. This is the volume 2, so it was last year's palette. They do have volume 3 out, and it will definitely be on my wish list. But as you can see, this is very well loved. These types of palettes, very expensive. They're like $95 Canadian. But I personally love them, and I find that they are worth the splurge. So this would be another example of something that you may want to consider splurging on for the VIB Rouge sale. Okay, I hope that you enjoyed seeing all of my products that I'm going to repurchase. So next I am going to show you my wish list. So I'm going to get my computer out and just go through it with you. That way you can see everything. Okay, so on to my wish list. So this is a very exciting part of the video because I get to go through everything I'm planning on getting for the sale. Now, I'm really excited because Drunk Elephant this year came out with a bunch of these value sets for the holidays. This is a really good way to try out different products, especially if you're not sure what you want to get and you really just want to try out the brand. I think this is a really great way to try them out because, for example, with the Volume 2 Come See About Me kit, you get
get a full size of the vitamin C serum, which is the main thing that I want, and it's $106, which is the price of the full size serum. So basically for free, I'm getting the hydrating gel as well as a mini of the jelly cleanser. And for the hydrating gel, you know, it's a product that I like, but it's not my favorite, and this is about a third of the full size. So you get like a nice little mini, which is good for traveling. This is $88 American. So the next thing that I wanted to show you is Drunk Elephant Volume 3. Let's do it. So this kit I really got because I wanted the Virgin Marula oil, and you can see that right here. This is actually the smaller size bottle. So like I said, there's like a $50 bottle Canadian and a $90 bottle Canadian. So this is the smaller bottle. You also get a full size of the LaLa Retro Whipped Cream, which I really liked, and another one of those minis of the Hydrogel. So this retails for $98 Canadian, and it's $78 American. So when you add up the oil, which is $50, and the cream, which is $75, in reality, you're saving $25 on this kit, plus you're getting the free Hydrogel. So now, because I'm getting both of these kits, I'm really getting, you know, 2/3 of the size of the full size for the Hydrogel. But for me, like I said, I'm getting most of these products because I want to repurchase them, and it's just a better value for me. If you're just trying out the brand, you certainly don't need to get all of the different kits. There is a volume 1, which has their glycolic night serum. And that's a glycolic acid for exfoliating. For me, like I said, I like it, but it's not my favorite product. I prefer some of the other ones. So I'm going to skip on the volume 1 and go for volume 2 and volume 3. So next I have this Dr. Jart Ceramidin Cream, and I'm actually getting this on recommendation of Stephanie Nicole and Caroline Hyron because I think Caroline and Stephanie are awesome. I love their YouTube channels. If you haven't seen them, definitely check them out. They are skincare gurus, and Stephanie Nicole especially said that this cream was really good for dry skin when you're outside, like in cold weather. And because I'm a snowboarder, I think that I could definitely use this, especially for the upcoming winter season. So this is $60 Canadian and $48 American. So this is something that I have been planning on getting for a while, and I've been waiting for the sale, so I am excited. The next thing I wanted to talk about for skincare was the Glam Glow Let It Glow Supermud set. So this is another one of those holiday sets, and it retails for $79 Canadian and $69 American. So in this kit, you're getting a full-size Glam Glow Supermud mask, which, as I mentioned, really does work for me. So I definitely wanted to repurchase, and the price for the full-size item is $79. So really, as a bonus, you're getting these 3 sample masks that are also included with the Glam Glow Supermud set. So I'm excited to try those out. I have tried out all 3 of these masks. They're not necessarily my favorite masks, but I do really like them. And like I said, I love the Supermud, so I might as well get the kit where I'm getting these 3 bonus products. They do have a bigger size too, I wanted to mention. So they actually just recently added it. I think it's $115 Canadian for a bigger size, but it comes in a squeezy tube. And even though squeezy tubes are generally more hygienic, it is difficult to get all of the product out of a squeezy tube. So I think I'm going to stick with the tub and just make sure that every time I use it, I'm taking it with a clean brush and then putting it on my face like that. That way I'm not contaminating it with any sort of bacteria. And next, I wanted to talk about the Benefit Soft and Natural Brow Kit. So like I said, the Goof Proof Brow Pencil is the main reason that I'm getting this kit, which is $46 Canadian, $34 American. I'm getting this also because I like their brow gel, and you do get a mini size of the brow gel with this. In addition to those 2 products, and the Goof Proof Brow Pencil is $36. So this is only $10 more expensive, and you get all of these other products. I mean, the Brow Bone Highlight Pencil, like, I don't hate it, but it's not really why I'm getting the kit. Same with the brow stencils. I mean, personally, that's not really for me. But I really want the this is like really hard to say, the Goof Proof Brow Pencil as well as the brow gel. So I think it's a good value to get both of those things and really get the other 2 products sort of as a bonus item. Like I said, I'm going to be trying out shade 2 for this since I have been using shade 3, and I'm just finding lately it's a little bit too dark for me. Next is a product I am so excited about. This is definitely one of my favorite holiday sets, or it's not really a set, but one of my favorite holiday products that comes out every year. So this is the Hourglass Ambient Lighting Edit Volume 3. I have Volume 2. Unfortunately, I missed out on Volume 1, and that is one of my biggest makeup regrets. I wish that I'd picked that one up because I love Hourglass products. And even though the pans are smaller in these, and it is expensive, it's $95 Canadian and $80 American. You know, I love the product so much, and it's something that I have been waiting for the sale because it is so expensive. So this is one of those splurge items that if it's something that you are interested in buying, I would definitely recommend picking it up now. So next I have the Bite Beauty Perfect Bite Amuse Bouche Lipstick Set. This is definitely one of my top lipstick formulas. It's top 5 for sure. I love Bite Beauty. I love the Amuse Bouche lipsticks, and I'm really excited for the sets every year. So this is a really nice set. You know, I'm particularly excited for Cayenne, which is that orangey red color there. I am a little bit disappointed that they included Honeycomb this year because that was a color that was included in the sets last year. But overall, it's a really good value, $29 for 4 deluxe size lipsticks. And in American, that is $25. So definitely something that I highly recommend. Along with the lipstick theme, I also have another lipstick set. Can you tell that I'm obsessed with lipsticks? This is the Beste Cosmetics Mini Lipstick Set. So Beste Cosmetics is absolutely amazing. I actually really became a fan of Beste Cosmetics after watching some reviews by Emily Noel. Also, she is amazing, so I definitely recommend checking out her channel. She speaks really highly of the Beste lipsticks, so I wanted to check them out, and I love the whole sort of old, like 40s, 50s, 60s theme that they have going on. And I just, you know, the formula is amazing. Again, one of my top 5 formulas, $33 Canadian, $25 American. I definitely would highly recommend picking up this set. I'm super excited to try it out. Okay, so now I'm getting on to more of my splurge items that my more for fun items. So not necessarily skincare or dry shampoo or those types of things that I would be picking up no matter what. These are like my for fun items. So I'm really excited this year about the Becca Après-Ski Glow Face Palette, which is $65 Canadian and $54 American. So I've actually talked myself out of getting all of the other Becca face palettes like the Jaclyn Hill palette and the Chrissy Teigen palette, mostly because the shades I find are just a bit too dark for me. I have very fair skin, so it's just, you know, it's a lot of money for something that I feel like I wouldn't get that much use out of, even though I do love the Becca formulas and I love their highlighters. But this year I thought there was just a really cool range of colors. Like they have the bronzer, the blush, they have a couple of different highlights, and definitely the new Icicle, I think it's called Icicle Highlight, that really white one, that'll certainly work for me. So I figure there's a lot of things about this palette that I can make work for my skin tone, and I'm just really excited about it. I love the design on the front. Like I said, I'm a snowboarder, so anything sort of winter theme always gets my attention. So this is $65 Canadian, $54 American. Like I said, I think it's pretty good value for 6 different colors within the face palette. So definitely excited to try that out. And next, this is a product that I'm really not sure if I'm going to be picking up. So that's the Sephora Favorites Give Me More Lip. Retails for $82 Canadian and $68 American. So this is pretty expensive, and I love lips. I love lipsticks so much, but I don't know. I watched a couple reviews on this. I've seen the colors online. The colors, I'm not sure if they're speaking to me this year, especially like that really glittery brown Wonder Beauty lipstick. I don't know if that's my thing, and for $82, I'm not sure. But I love lipsticks, so I see myself most likely picking this up, and if I do, I'll do a review on it and let you know how I like it. All right, so the next thing that's sort of my for fun splurge item that I am still thinking about is the Tarte Limited Edition Treasure Box Collector Set. So this retails for $77 Canadian. I know that these types of products are a little bit like wishy-washy, especially from brands like Tarte and Too Faced. You see some of their holiday palettes come out and the quality is just not necessarily there. Now I have heard some pretty good things about the formula in this palette, and typically I do really enjoy Tarte palettes. I do like as well that they're giving you some bronzers, they're giving you some blushes, a highlighter, you know, their Lippie, their lipstick, their liquid lipstick, which isn't my favorite formula, but that's okay. Like, you know, the mascara, that's okay. Eyeliner as well, okay. But I'd really be in it for the shadows. I do really enjoy the colors that they have in this palette. So that's why when I was thinking about holiday palettes that I wanted, this is really the only one that I'm considering for this year. I'm drawn to the colors. I know there's some neutral, a little bit of pops of color, but it's just a lot more wearable for me than like the Too Faced holiday edition. So I don't think I'm going to pick up the Too Faced, but I'm definitely considering picking up the Tarte holiday collector set. So again, if I do pick that up, I'll try and get a review up for you so you can see how I like it. The next thing I wanted to talk to you about is the Sephora Collection Pro Expert Sponge. So it's $18 Canadian, $14 American. The main reason I wanted to get this, honestly, is because I travel a lot. So having the beauty blender holder would be really helpful for me. I love that there's little holes in it, so it is a little bit more hygienic. You know, when I travel, I do find it's difficult with my beauty blender because I sort of keep it in that like plastic case. But after I use it once, unless I can let it dry and kind of wash it in a sink, I don't like to use it again, just because I don't like thinking about the bacteria that's on the sponge. So honestly, I just really want this holder because I think it'll keep my beauty blender a little bit drier, a little bit more hygienic and cleaner when I'm traveling. So the last thing, and this is not very exciting, but honestly, I just need a pencil sharpener. So I'm going to pick up this Sephora Collection Look Sharp pencil sharpener for $7.50, also $6 American. You know, you can't really have too many pencil sharpeners, especially when you've lost yours and need a replacement. So that's why I'm going to be getting that.
And that is everything for my recommendations for the VIB Rouge sale that is coming up very soon. I hope you really enjoyed. Please let me know in the comments if there's anything that you are going to be picking up or if there's anything that you recommend I look into. And thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, I hope you subscribe. And thank you so much again. Have a great rest of your day. Bye.